Hello, welcome to this update. So today there's a slight risk of severe weather in parts of Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska. So, so all hazards are possible, including some tornadoes, 5% tornado threat, and wind threat 15%, and hail 15% hatched for some large hail, and then the 2% tornado threat around it, 5% wind threat and the marginal risk, and 15% hail threat and 5% wind threat. The 5% goes from Texas to North Dakota, so be aware in those areas. General risk of thunderstorms in other areas, some areas of the west and in the southeast. Scattered severe thunderstorms capable of all hazards are possible late this afternoon through the evening across portions of the middle Missouri Valley. So be careful there today. So let's see. The HER shows some storms first firing there in the Rockies, some areas of the west. Some storms are ongoing in North Dakota and Manitoba. And then it shows those storms start firing in South Dakota later, and might affect South Dakota some nasty storms, but mainly there, those storms that fire in Nebraska going to Iowa and Missouri there. Those will be the most severe ones with the tornado potential, northeastern Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska there. So please be careful. Then they all congeal into a line later and continue to the east. So please be careful those areas. The significant tornado parameter this afternoon shows a conditional tornado threat across southeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, parts of Missouri. And let's see a little bit later. Still shows there, especially northeastern Kansas, some areas there. So be aware. Let's see some updraft helicity. So it shows the probability for rotating updrafts, mainly there in Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, but some more severe in parts of South Dakota too, but not as much as in the Missouri Valley. But in South Dakota there'll be some nasty storms too, and some isolated ones on the west. So be safe there in those areas for today. So let's see. For tomorrow shows another slight risk in parts of Illinois, Missouri, parts of Iowa and Wisconsin, and a marginal from Oklahoma to Wisconsin and to Michigan. So let's see, a big area. Tornado threats, for now it's just 2% tomorrow in Wisconsin, Missouri, Illinois and Iowa. But wind threat is 15 and 5%, and hail threat is 15 and 5% there, and general risk of thunderstorms in many other areas. So scarce severe thunderstorms appear possible across parts of the Midwest and mid-Mississippi Valley on Thursday. The damaging wind gusts and large hail are the main threats, but a couple of tornadoes may also occur, so be safe there. Then for Thursday, I think this is Thursday, I think this is actually, yes, so this Friday or Thursday, we'll check there, but day 3, so it shows, for Friday, it shows a marginal risk from Mississippi to Michigan, so let's see, probabilistic 5%, and general risk of thunderstorms in other areas. At least isolated strong severe storm may develop Friday across parts of the Great Lakes, Ohio, Tennessee valleys, and Mid-South. So be aware there. And day 4 through 8, nothing. And fire threat, some isolated dry thunderstorms possible in parts of Oregon and Northern California today. Be careful. And tomorrow, still some isolated dry thunderstorms in Oregon and Idaho. So be aware there. Let's see. Some slight risk of flash flooding in parts of Missouri and Arkansas and Iowa, Kansas and Nebraska and North Dakota. So be aware. And a marginal risk around it from northern Mississippi to Montana. Tomorrow for Thursday, another slight risk, parts of Missouri uh, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky, and then later, and then the marginal is there, and then later day 3 a marginal from Alabama to Michigan for let's see, for Saturday, another marginal on the southwest and a marginal on the northeast, some areas there near New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, some other areas. And for next Sunday shows another margin on the northeast and on the west. So be aware there. Precipitation for today, mainly from the storms in Missouri and Iowa and other parts of North Dakota. Be aware. Some in the southeast. Tomorrow, more there in the Midwest. And after tomorrow, more in Tennessee, some areas of the east and western Canada and Florida. Let's see, for next Sunday, more across the east and some on the southwest and northwest. Next Monday, some isolated on the west and more on the east. Next Tuesday, more a little more across the northeast and some central areas. Next Wednesday, more in some areas there. So let's see, day 1 through 7 shows a lot in the Midwest, Missouri, North Dakota, parts of the West, the Southeast and other areas. So stay safe there. Let's see. Still shows extreme heat risk across the south there, a major heat risk, so be careful. Tomorrow, Thursday, more extreme heat risk on the south. Friday, more extreme heat risk in Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, and New Mexico. Saturday, more major and extreme heat risk in the south. Sunday, more extreme heat risk in Texas and Oklahoma. Next Monday, more extreme heat risk in Texas, a big area. Tuesday, even more extreme heat risk in much of Texas, so please be aware there. Let's see. Maximum temperatures for today, but be aware that the feels like temperatures, the heat indices will be a little bit higher. So it shows 100s in parts of Texas, 90s on the south, southwest. Let's see, for tomorrow, shows more 100s in Texas, some 90s there on the south, mid-south, southwest 100s. For Friday, shows more 100s in Texas on the southwest, 90s and some 100s on the mid-south. Let's see. Next Saturday, more 100s in Texas and up to 105, Oklahoma too, parts of the plains, in the southeast 90s, 100 southwest. Next Sunday shows more 100s in Texas up to 108, more 90s throughout the plains in the southeast and 100 on the southwest. Be careful in Texas. Let's see. Next Monday shows more 100s in Texas, still very hot, 90s on the south, southeast, some areas further into the northeast, and 100s on the southwest. Let's see. For next Tuesday shows more 100s in Texas and up to 109, also in the southwest 111, more 90s for California, Florida, the mid-south in some areas there. So stay safe. The day 1 max wind gusts valid for today. So today is Wednesday the 14th, so this valid until Thursday. Some gusty winds in parts of California, parts of the Rockies there. Let's see, in the Midwest and those areas, but of course those storms in the afternoon will have way stronger winds than it's showing here, so be aware. Let's see, these hazards change all the time, but we'll have some severe thunderstorm watches later and maybe a tornado watch, but mainly some severe thunderstorm watches in the afternoon when those storms start. We have already some flood watches and warnings in North Dakota and in Missouri, heat warnings and advisories in the south, red flag and air quality advisories in the northwest, and northeast already some air quality advisories in Maine because of the smoke coming from Canada. So let's see now Canada. The severe weather for today shows some severe possible in parts of Manitoba and southeastern Saskatchewan, and some regular thunderstorms in other areas, in the gray areas. Let's see. So let's see. So for the Northwestern Territories, it shows some storms possible too, mainly some heavy rain. In Ontario, some storms with damaging winds possible as well, but nothing very crazy. Let's see. In Quebec, some severe possible in southern Quebec, and some general risk of thunderstorms throughout some other central and southern Quebec. Be aware there in southern Quebec. Let's see, this for today, but tomorrow is not loading. I don't know why, but we can make a new video tomorrow. So some general risk of thunderstorms in Nova Scotia and parts of New Brunswick, some funnel clouds possible, some water spouts, and some rain. Let's see, British Columbia, some severe possible in parts of northern British Columbia, northwestern British Columbia, some general risk of thunderstorms in southern British Columbia. So be aware there. Some possible in Alberta. So this is mainly it for today. We have some air quality advisories in northern Saskatchewan and Alberta because of the smoke, heat warnings through Ontario, Manitoba, and let's see some air quality statements for British Columbia, southern Yukon, and all that gray in Quebec is air quality statement for the smoke, Nunavut as well. More, let's see if we can get this. So Quebec's special weather statement. So let's click this. So they say heavy rainfall and thunderstorms possible today. So that's the area, they're kind of southern Quebec where I showed you. So be aware. Alright, some severe thunderstorm warnings and severe thunderstorm watch in southern Manitoba. So be aware there. Continuing to this afternoon and evening. And then another severe thunderstorm watch in parts of northern Nova Scotia. Let's see. Wait here. Let's see if it works. So, and this red is it's like a rainfall warning, I think. So even some severe thunderstorm and rainfall warning there. So be aware. And in Newfoundland shows a frost advisory. That's crazy. But they say mainly tonight, like early Thursday morning, parts of Newfoundland. So be aware. Let's see, and this is mainly it. The storms through Western Canada show some storms in Alberta, maybe in Yukon and northern British Columbia. Let's see, tomorrow nothing crazy, but more storms tomorrow afternoon in Alberta, maybe in British Columbia. Friday, some more storms, shows a lot of moisture on Friday for Alberta, British Columbia, and maybe Saskatchewan. Let's see. So for central Canada, it shows the storms in Manitoba today and Saskatchewan. Be careful there. Then tomorrow, Thursday, more storms for Manitoba, Hudson Bay and Ontario. Let's see, Saturdays, some more storms possible, mainly through eastern Canada and some parts of the west. But for eastern Canada today, let's see, the storms in Quebec there. New Brunswick shows tomorrow. Let's see, into Friday especially, more in Ontario, Quebec, and a lot of moisture by Saturday. She shows a lot of moisture there, some storms too, and as Hurricane Ernesto potentially comes into Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. So if this comes, if Hurricane Ernesto goes there, there'll be a really bad situation because it shows very strong there. This is the European model. So if this actually happens, we will make another video just for that, because that could be very problematic. So this will be by Monday. So we'll keep you updated. Let's just see some temperatures. It's still very hot in Manitoba there, and Ontario, 30 degrees. Also some high 20s in Saskatchewan, Alberta, some 20s in British Columbia in the south. Let's see, in Quebec some 20s as well. It might continue generally like this. Colder in parts of New Brunswick. No, this is Newfoundland. like they mentioned there. Let's see some other areas. So this is mainly it, and stay safe.